Hey guys, so today I am going to do two readings. So I've got two crystals. I've got this AGATE, and I've got this, I think it's a type of JASPER, but I'm not completely sure, so don't quote me on it. But on one hand, I feel very clear about like my journey and mission and this type of thing, but I often need reassuring or just kind of like backup and support, because I think it's very easy to feel lonely in this world, in spite of there being so many people. So I just wanted to do this reading partly for myself and anyone out there that's kind of struggling with their purpose in a way. So yeah, this tarot reading is about what your mission is and what your purpose is in this lifetime, in this incarnation. So pick your crystal. We're going to start with the AGATE. So what is this pile's mission? Also, I saw a hummingbird this morning. I'm not totally sure what they symbolize, but I guess some kind of divine connection. I was just reading the clouds. I know spirit, creativity, the body, soul, escape, provoker. Okay, just one moment, I'm getting a very clear message. Life debts. Okay, so first of all, I see you have a karmic debt, not in a negative way. Like, I definitely see that you're here for some kind of transformation, and I think you already know it. Like, you're in a place where you have a deep understanding and you seem to know things that other people don't know. At least that's the way it seems to you. You know spirit, you know intuition, you know something beyond what the current world seems to show. And this is part of your creative ability. You can see between the lines, and you have a significant role in embodying these things. So what you understand in your mind, you're working to bring that into the physical. So you're part of this lifetime's transformation and helping people to see in a different way. You are bringing the soul into the body and escaping the matrix. You're the provoker, so that comes with a lot of difficulties. Yeah, but don't worry, like, everything's going to come back to you in the way that you need. And I've been seeing 333 literally like so many times. This is like mind, body, spirit, all uniting to create a perfect kind of balance, a perfect kind of harmony that the world is really, really begging for right now. So those are your astrological messages. Can we ask about what the difficulties have been, past, present and future? What have the difficulties been, past, present and future? I hope you can hear me, by the way. I feel very like steady, kind of strong energy. So I think the message here is to like maintain the trust that you have so far. Wait, I want to pull one of these first so you can set the tone, core message for this collective. So the core message is go with the flow. Okay, I've been having a lot of conversations around water lately, and it is one of the elementals that I'm not naturally as connected to, even though I've had many dreams about water and yeah, the wisdom that comes from the flow that water is able to embody, unlike any other elemental. there's a lot of storage in water, so it can be a difficult medium to work through, but it's also the strength of water. It holds so much wisdom, and therefore has a very big healing capacity. So this is asking you to remain detached as much as possible. So sometimes when you do feel like very estranged and feeling like you're getting caught up in that type of worry, to try to let go and just ride that wave out. So that's like the key message here. That's, I guess, your key difficulty as well. Like, it's always a strength and a weakness. There is a bird that keeps like flying to and fro, and I feel like that's just really symbolic of like going with the flow. It's nice that the sun has come out now as well. So, Ten of Pentacles, reverse strength, Magician, these are very strong cards, Devil, Six of Wands. Just seeing what's going on here. Okay, let me pull one more row. So this is quite a like detailed message. I'll try and show you the cards as well, but let me just like read them first. There's a lot of fire here. Okay. Well, first of all, you're a very spiritually blessed person, and I feel like a lot of this message is like for me personally, because I'm kind of struggling a little bit myself. And I always find that when I ask the cards that it just helps me get back into the center point that I need to be to continue like what's going on. But you're very spiritually blessed. 777 is showing up for you. The Magician is here. You are the Magician. And this, like, you also have a very strong emotional drive. A fly has just landed on the card. I just heard the transmutation. So yeah, like, you have been granted a lot of power, and the reason for this is because your emotions are true, and you've always been that way. So yeah, there's a lot of transformation symbolism here, alchemizing like the dark into light. And yeah, like, this is part of your process. Of course, it's encouraging you to have strength, because on either side of the Magician card we have strength and the Devil. So in line with the Provoker, like, this is like there's a lot of like flip-flopping kind of energy coming through here. It's really encouraging you to harness that strength. I know, like, the emotions that you have are very true, and sometimes you can get caught up in like the negative side of that. But yeah, like, go with the flow, detach from it, and just tap into that energy when you need it to transform. So along with the strength cards, we have the Page of Wands and the Nine of Wands. So again, like, you've been met with a lot of difficult choices, and it's saying to rely on your instinct. So the Page of Wands, the page is always about a younger energy, and Earth and fire coming together, the Moon and Sagittarius coming together. So what appears to have been hidden, through strength and courage, you can reveal. And then on the far left we have like a very united message around inner wealth. Everything is reversed at the moment, so I think there is there's two sides to this story. I think you can flip-flop between feeling like you have the world and that you're totally aligned, and that you have like perfect clarity, especially when it comes to what's going on in the inside. But this can flip like an instant. So you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is, it's reversed in this case, but like I said, I think this is just because of like the flip-flopping, but this is showing that the potential is there for it. So Seven of Pentacles on top of that, and the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, a lot of clarity around what is happening inside, and to trust, stay detached, trust the flow, and have the strength to continue on this journey that you know is your calling already. You already feel it inside, I think. And the Hierophant and the Devil and the King of Swords reversed is coming together. So it may seem like in some ways you have been put at an extreme disadvantage, but this is very much to do with the provoker role. Is asking you to have like a pope type of presence. So again, this is very much in line with detachment, which detachment from this world allows you to connect with the divine more easily, and that is the figure of the Pope. So very much the unknown, staying hidden, because when you're quiet, when you're hidden, when you observe from the outside, that's when you really see stuff. If you're too intimately involved in the detail, you lose the wider picture, because you're so involved with what's going on. So the core message as well that's coming through is very much like, don't get bogged down in the detail. It's when you start doing that you feel detached, and you feel detached in an unhealthy way. Like you feel like you want to be involved, and of course that's only natural when we are human. But yeah, that's where what this being reversed is like, where you're losing the clarity in your mind. So remember, stay detached, and appreciate that in that detachment you have the privilege of seeing the whole picture, and not many people have the strength to do that. So rely on aspects of yourself when you were younger. I think that you embodied much more clearly. You could go forward and understand these things without worrying about the detail, because that's kind of something that we do as we get older. Like we learn more information, we gather more things, and we have to like integrate it all. It's easier to do when you're younger because it just comes so naturally. So just try and remember that about yourself. Then finally we have like the Six of Wands, the Knight of Cups reversed, and the number 4, which is the Emperor, the Aries, the Ram that is coming through. So it is reversed. I'm just trying to read into exactly like what it's talking about. I'm sorry if it's loud as well. I didn't know like that chainsaw was gonna happen, but I can't really do much about it. I really wanted to be outside as well, so apologies for that. Six of Wands, it feels like you're reaching out towards something, and again that can bring you the emotional turmoil that you're not really sure about. What it brings in the self-doubt. I think that's what it is. Like you actually have an emperor within you, and you know this about yourself. This is where the strength and the courage comes in. But I think as soon as you feel like you're having to reach out to something that's not tangible right now, you feel lost. But again, like all of this is part of the process. All of this is practicing that detachment and attachment at the same time, like balancing those things within yourself so that you can remain the emperor whilst you have the role of being both passive and aggressive or assertive, right? Like you have clarity both in your emotions and your mind. They all have to align, the mind, body and the soul. So yeah, I think this is about you manifesting something different in the current world. You have an important role in it because you are very in tune. You're very in tune, and the difficulty comes in trying to not lose what creates connection for you. And that is very, very difficult if you have strong emotions, I think. So yeah, I hope that's given you some tools to think about it. It definitely helps me because like I say these things, but it's really, really hard sometimes. Like in the moment, you just you feel like you lose control, and that's because you're trying to control too much. Yeah, so really go with the flow. I definitely feel spending time with the sea if you're anywhere near it, would be very, very helpful, because it's so vast and anything can happen there. It's really a powerful element. So that's your reading, my AGATE people. Now we're going to some type of jasper. I think jasper is really interesting because it comes in many, many forms. Very intricate, detailed kind of thing. So I'm kind of going to do the inverse here. So I'm going to use my Hush Tarot deck for you guys. So I just used the Night Sun for the previous guys, the astrology and the astrology cards I have, and the tarot Night Sun. Now I'm going to use like more of the Earth Oracle. So yeah, I definitely get more. So there was very much like a water element in the last one. I definitely feel this one is much more earth oriented. So yeah, I get like a kind of clarity coming through for you that is more grounded. So the power in this case comes from a type of stability that, so to kind of explain the contrast a bit more, like with water, it's the like fluidity of it that is the strength, but also the weakness, right? They often are tied together. With earth, it's like you know exactly what you're doing, and because you know exactly what you're doing, you don't deviate, and that is a problem as well. That can be a problem as well. So I feel that message very much coming through, but I feel the energy is much lighter, it's less confused, and yeah, let's see the core cards come through. Integrating energies, ritual and ceremony, make a wish, fertile ground. These are like really very like enlightening cards. So I see like a transition into air element here. There's a lot of blue, so I'll show you. Integrating energies, ritual and ceremony. So I think this is a lot more about manifestation for you guys. Make a wish, because you're already clear on like exactly where you're going and what you want. Fertile ground, this is like a supportive message saying that like things are on your side, you're seeing clearly and go forward. Golden age, wisdom. Diamond light body, pixie helpers and green aventurine. Heart chakra opening, aquamarine and white lily. So we end on the same message, but in a slightly different way. So clearing the way, luck, opportunity, divine mother, high frequency activations, priestess, awakening. Okay, I don't know, I get like a kind of masculine energy coming from this, but you can obviously be whatever. But yeah, just generally, like I feel like this is very, like I already said, is very clarifying. It's all, I think, bringing into manifestation. It could be the next part of the journey, to be honest, as well. But transitioning from air, bringing it into earth, that you're very good at staying grounded, staying on this plane, and not worrying too much. You just kind of go literally like by the moment, which is a really, really great way to be. But then where is your vision for the future? How do you bring your imagination into reality? So let's ask my Hush Tarot deck now. But yeah, you have a lot of like spiritual guidance from you. I think maybe just not quite like tuning in to that connection as much as you could be. So the moon, Queen of Wands, Ten of Pentacles reversed, Three of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Eight of Cups reversed, the Hanged Man, the Tower reversed. Oh, this is quite interesting. Seven of Swords, Three of Wands, Five of Cups, Two of Wands reversed, Queen of Swords, Justice, and Temperance. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, you are somebody that has always been very tempered. You know exactly what you're doing. You haven't really questioned a lot, not in a bad way. I just think you just know, which is great. But this is asking you almost to like let go of that a little. So the balance, the justice, the fairness, that's going to unite the kind of air element and the earth element together is getting the justice. I'm also kind of reading these cards backwards, which is quite interesting. The other one I was reading forwards. So yeah, I think the AGATE people, that was about a forward moving journey. This is about a backwards moving journey. So like reeling yourself in a little. You need to look into the moon, the hidden aspects of yourself. So you're very used to looking outwards and gathering information that is comes very clearly to you. You haven't really had to worry so much about tower moments, so this is reversed for you. And so because of that, you've always been someone that people have looked up to as being very like centered. Like people might hold on to you as a way to feel grounded, and because of that, that's also encouraged you to like remain as that type of person. And I guess in some ways this has meant that you haven't really had to spend a lot of time alone. So this, I think now this process is about, so there's like a bird. Hey dude, what you doing? So small and pretty, very beady-eyed. Yeah, I feel like yellow is a very like good color for you. Yeah, this also makes sense with this card. So yeah, you're used to like a very like at ease feeling. You're just a very easygoing person that knows exactly what you want, and it's never really been, things have never really been too much of a problem for you. I think this is asking you to step into like the discomfort of the unknown, because you're just so used to knowing. People look at you because of this as if you've figured out all of that stuff that seems to be hidden, because I think a lot of people struggle with this side of things naturally, whereas like you don't really have that. Yeah, this is asking you to gain a new type of wisdom that maybe you're not so used to. So spending time with more water type of people is probably a good idea for you. Maybe you think people are over emotional and that people seem to be very unclear about exactly what they're doing, and because that has come so easily to you in the past, you don't really acknowledge it as much in other people. And I think it's encouraging you to see people differently, or see circumstances differently. Allow things to be a little more free, a little more loose. Allow yourself to feel a lack of control, and not in a bad way. Okay? I think there is a little bit of like you might be scared to step into the unknown a little bit, but it is very encouraging. I do see that you will like attract a lot of attention by stepping into this kind of energy, and that actually you're going to feel renewed. You're going to feel like you become quite a different person. You're going to receive a lot of wisdom from people around you that you may not have been willing to listen to. There's another hummingbird. They're so tiny and beautiful. Yes, make sure you tune in and listen to what's around you, especially from the spiritual guidance. It may be something that you've looked at not so seriously because you've never felt connected to it, but that doesn't mean that you should not at least open your heart and open your ears to what you might hear. You never know. You don't know until you try. So I think in some ways, like, you have a fear here. You feel like you have responsibility to be the wise character, to be strong for other people, and this is asking you to kind of let go of that a little bit. Allow yourself to be the person that feels a little more ambiguity around the situation. The Hanged Man is also showing up for you, and the Queen of Wands. I'm just trying to like understand this part of the message. I do feel like there's some kind of a death coming towards you. Not to be dramatic, more of yourself, your current self. I think you feel a lot of a need to hold on to that person because they have been so successful using the current method. But this is saying that maybe don't be so sure about that. Usually the message is the opposite way around, like people need to be more sure of themselves, but you already have that down. So I think you're a little bit of an anomaly in this way, The Hanged Man is asking you to take that approach, right? To let go of what you know, to become something that you haven't been before. And you will unlock a lot of mysteries about yourself that you just like had no idea existed. This justice, really, like the insects really stand out to me. So they're very like interesting creatures that are so open to the divine, so open to you know, the control of, or letting go, control and letting go at the same time, right? Like they have such an ordered structure, such a hierarchy that is so clear, so unquestioned. They are unthinking, yet they work so synchronistically and perfectly together. This kind of structure just doesn't really, it's very against human nature because of the fact that we have been given so much power on this earth. And this is where justice comes in. Like, allow yourself to let go. Yeah, it's very like paradoxical message with both of these, because yeah, the weakness in the other side is the strength in the other. So yeah, I do feel like I want to pull a couple astrological cards, because I feel like there's another part that comes, that kind of unites these messages, which is kind of random but interesting. I do feel like there's some kind of communication between these two things. So yeah, the body again. Wait, let me shuffle these one more time, because I don't think they were shuffled enough. Just give me a moment. Okay, let me ask something. So what is the union? Because I feel like there's a union in these messages somehow. I'm terrible at shuffling these cards because they're so giant. What is the uniting message here? Like, why did I only read for 2 today? Normally I do like 3 options. Force. Okay, so there's a coming together, a force of nature in these two. I see some sort of a union. So try to find the people around you that have these qualities that are different from you. The world. I've never pulled this card in this deck before. So I definitely feel like you have the world waiting for you through embracing these things. So very much manifesting like the new age. I feel very good suddenly. Blessings. Grand Trine. I wonder if there's one more. Partners, yeah. So there is a union of sorts happening here. Take that as you will in whatever that might mean to you. That is in line with the messages that came through for those crystals. I'm sorry about the background noise, but I hope you could hear me and that the message was useful. I feel a certain amount of clarity from this. So yes, thank you for joining me and see you soon.